Alright guys, this is Mark Criswell's Fitness Channel. We are back. Welcome back. I know I haven't been doing this for a long time, but anyway, I thought I'd chuck up a video. I know it's been a few years. I still have been following the Mr Olympia, but yeah, this year's been pretty crazy with the coronavirus, and just like the last couple of years I just haven't made any videos. Anyway, I thought I would do my top 6 prediction for the Mr Olympia, and we'll just go through it, and I want you guys to comment below and tell me what you guys think your prediction will be for this year's Mr Olympia in 2020. All right, this is a flip of the coin for me. Dexter Jackson, I think he will be 6th or 5th, but I'm going to put him at 6 at the moment. But it depends on what type of conditioning he comes in anyway. This is last year's Mr Olympia front double bicep pose. You clearly see he wasn't at his best shape, but he's still there. You know what I mean? I think he can be top 5 anyway. He's looking good in his prep anyway, from what I've seen anyway. But as you can see, his quads are still, striated, and he's definitely held on to his own for someone that's almost 50 years old. But yeah, a little bit of distortion there in the bicep. That was from the 2018 Arnold Classic. I remember that. I think he might have tore his bicep or something like that. Anyway, people were saying he injected stuff and all this, but anyway, but he still looks good anyway. That was last year. I can't remember where he finished, 4th, I think it was, yeah, last year's Mr Olympia. And there's the front lat spread. As you can clearly see, he's still holding his own for his age. His quads are still there. His lats are still good, chest is good, biceps and triceps are still good, and yeah, even the front delts are good. So yeah, it's only remains to be seen whether or not he shows up like this anyway. This is the side chest pose from the 2019 Mr Olympia. You can still see he's still got the feathers there in the quads, and his chest still striated. For someone at that age, it's unbelievable, guys. I was gonna just remember that. And that's his rear lat spread. You can clearly see he's still got conditioning there, striations in the hamstrings there and the glutes. And yeah, his lats are still good, and even his back is not too bad. He was holding a little bit of water at that Mr Olympia, but anyway, he was still good anyway. That's his back double bicep. As you can clearly see, he's still got great conditioning there. He's just, yeah, he wasn't at his best at that Mr Olympia, but for someone his age to finish 4th, remember Phil Heath wasn't there, big Rammy, but anyway, this is my prediction. I reckon he'll finish 5th or 6th. Anyway, guys, there's another shot of his back double bicep. Very good. Unbelievable for his age. Give him props. And yeah, another front double bicep. Anyway, guys, this is, I think, Hardy Chupon will finish 5th, I reckon, this year in the Mr Olympia. Last year was unbelievable. I actually had him almost winning that, to be honest, last year. So I was a bit surprised when he got 3rd. 3rd or 2nd. I think he got 3rd anyway, yeah. Just unbelievable. His conditioning last year was just crazy. And his quads, look at the thickness and the striations and the graininess. Unbelievable. Even his bicep peak, he was unbelievable. He really was. And that's his front lat spread. It's just amazing. Look at the striations in the quads. Unbelievable. Even the conditioning, pound for pound, amazing bodybuilder. And got to give him props, guys. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of my favourite shots from him. It's just, look at the detail on the abs there. It's unbelievable. The dedication, these guys don't understand bodybuilders. The dedication these guys put into it. I know everyone talks about the drugs and all this other type of shit. Just the dedication, the diet, the training, the sacrifices. Yeah, it's not what these guys think anyway. It's unbelievable anyway. That's the size chest for Hardy Chupon. It's, yeah, unbelievable. His hamstring, look at it, just hangs there. Yeah, I almost had him winning that last year, but that was my opinion. That was a real lat spread. See how you can see the graininess in the hams and the glutes? Just crazy. Pound for pound, unbelievable body. I don't know if you could really put any more muscle in him because you might blow out, but still, look at the lats. They just hang, don't they? Unbelievable. There's the back double biceps. You can see, look at the conditioning. See, he's got that graininess. It's sort of something you don't really see as much anymore. But yeah, he really brought it last year, and I reckon he'll finish 5th this year, and it wouldn't surprise me if he finishes 4th. But it's a bit of a stacked lineup this year anyway. Remember, I haven't got Steve Kluklo, Rolly Winkler. There's a few other guys, Cedric McMillan. This is just a quick top 6 anyway from this Olympia. Anyway, all right. And Flex Lewis, I think he'll finish 4th this year at the Mr Olympia, and I'm predicting big things from him. This is his last showing at the 2012 division before he retired in 2018 at the Mr Olympia. Amazing bodybuilder. He's going to try and put on 20 pounds of muscle. That's what he's going to have to do with big boys. But he's got a crazy physique. But look how clean his physique is. He's got clean V taper there, and just his quads and calf separation. He's got massive quads, and even his biceps are just amazing. But yeah, I expect big things from Flex Lewis. And remember, this is a couple of years ago. I reckon he's put on some serious mass. I've been following him here and there, so it wouldn't surprise me. He's got good quad separation, and yeah, if you could pack on a bit more muscle on that frame, I even reckon even if he came in sort of similar to this, he'd still be top 5 anyway. But I reckon 4th he'll finish. It's his first try at the division in the men's open bodybuilding, but I expect big things from Flex Lewis anyway. So his front lat spread, that's one of his stance moves that he always does, Flex Lewis, and his side tricep, side chest pose there. It's crazy, unbelievable. I've always liked his physique. He's got a nice tight midsection too, and there's his rear lat spread. Very tight. So as you can see the graininess in his glutes and his hamstrings there, massive calves. He just needs to build up the back thickness there, and if he can get more thickness in the lats there, yeah, he'll be crazy. He just needs to get more thickness there in the back, but it's just conditioning is not an issue with him. It's just a bit more muscle mass on there, and yeah, I expect him to finish 4th this year anyway. So there's another couple of shops, and 3rd will be William Bonac this year at the Mr Olympia. Last year, I wasn't sure if he had an injury to one of his quads. They were a little bit downsized, just a drop, but his conditioning was amazing last year and well-deserved 2nd anyway. But I predict him to be 3rd at this year's Mr Olympia. And he's got a crazy physique. Pound for pound, like I said, him and Flex Lewis, just crazy. Him and Hardy Shupon, there's only so much muscle you can put on that frame because they're really small bodybuilders. But they've got crazy bicep peak there and conditioning in the quads. Yeah, he tries his best with his midsection, but he's very good. That's his most muscular one. Crazy quads. Look at him, and he's massive biceps. They're fucking huge, guys. Unbelievable. It's a side chest pose. Just crazy. Unbelievable. And I predict he'll finish 3rd and he'll do well this year. That's side tricep. It's a bit awkward for him because he's sort of blocky, but he tries his best to hold his midsection, because that's the whole career now in bodybuilding is midsection. It is important. It's part of physique anyway. So that's his back double bicep. As you can clearly see, he's got the graininess and he's got the maturity there, muscle maturity. And yeah, if he comes in a little bit better, you never know. But I predict 3rd for him. That's a lat spread. So he's blocky, but he's got a crazy physique. He's got crazy hamstrings and glutes, and yeah, his lats. He's a big man, and he'll do well this year again. I predict 3rd, but good luck to him anyway, William Bonac. And I reckon last year's Mr Olympia, Brandon Curry will be 2nd this year. And the only reason why is because he's an amazing bodybuilder, streamlined. He just looks crisp and clean. Got a good body, got crazy abs. His lats and his bicep peak are amazing. His quads are okay. That's one problem with Brandon Curry is his quads. He's got to get a bit more conditioning there in the quads, and he needs to get a bit more muscle maturity there. I think he's late 30s, so maybe the next year or two, maybe he might better stack on a bit more. Remains to be seen, but I predict he will finish 2nd this year. But some of his poses last year were a bit awkward. This is a good pose for him. The front lat spread. He's got huge lats, man. And his crazy chest. It's a good pose for him. The only problem that hurts him is the legs again, the quads and the calves. And if he could bring that up, yeah, as you can clearly see the side tricep pose there, he's got crazy flat midsection there, which is good. And his biceps and triceps and delts are good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's mainly his hamstrings and quads that need to be built up. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, side chest, he will be able to build it up hopefully soon, but it remains to be seen anyway. Brandon Curry, that's a rear lat spread. You can clearly see he's missing the conditioning there in the hamstrings and the glutes. His back development's very good, but yeah, just a bit more conditioning, and if you can build up the legs development, the muscle maturity on that, he can be a force, and he might be able to win it again. But that's the back double bicep. Even his back, I'll contradict myself on that. His back still needs a bit more development, but it's very good. But yeah, definitely needs a lot more thickness there in the lats there, and if he can bring that up and a bit more muscle maturity there, especially in the hamstrings and the quads. Yeah, he will. He might be able to win it again, but Big Ramy, I don't know about if he'll ever get his conditioning right too. So I'm not mentioning him because he got that COVID-19, but hey, you never know anyway. And yeah, Brandon Curry, well deserved last year, but remember Phil Heath wasn't there last year, so it wasn't a weak lineup, but it did miss, Roden too. Roden and Phil Heath weren't there last year, so I haven't put Roden in my top 5 or 6 either, guys, because I just don't know if he's going to be there. Yeah, and if he does come back, is he going to be the same? He must be mid-40s now, so I'm not sure about that. So, but remains to be seen anyway. All right, and who will win this year's Mr Olympia? None other than Phil Heath. All right, this is 2018 Mr Olympia. He wasn't at his greatest. He's going to rewind the clock apparently this year, and he'll better bring back. Even with this type of condition, I know the midsection there, but look at his bicep peak there, crazy forearm development. His quads, so you can see the difference in the quads there and the calves, massive difference compared to Brandon Curry. That's the key. That in the midsection, if he can bring all that in this year, he's got it this year, and that's his favourite most. So muscular, yes. His midsection wasn't the greatest, but look at his delts, his biceps, his triceps, forearms, his quads, his calves. It's unbelievable, guys. His chest is very good too, but he could have almost won this year. But I mean, in 2018, but that remains to be seen anyway. Roden was unbelievable that year anyway, so I don't know if he's going to come. But I reckon Phil Heath will win this year's Mr Olympia. He'll be 8-time Mr Olympia champion, and yeah, if it all comes down to the midsection with him, if he tightens that up, yes. See the side tricep pose there. Clearly see he's got quads, the hamstring and quad developments miles ahead of Brandon Curry. Even his arm development, he's got the biggest probably arms in the ifbb at the moment. And him and Wally Winkler, I guess, for that prize. And that side chest pose, you can clearly see just the development there at the upper is just crazy. That's not the greatest pose of Phil Heath there. His quads and hamstrings are a lot more better than that. But yeah, he was very awkward in that Mr Olympia. But then when you get to the back, it's lights out, game over, guys. See, you can see the feathers and the graininess in the hamstrings and the glutes. So this isn't the greatest shot of him, but even then you can clearly see he's got more muscle maturity than Brandon. And in the back developments, he's a bit ahead of Brandon Curry. But you never know, Brandon Curry, if he comes in, with another 5 or 10 kilos on his frame, you never know. But hey, I love Brandon Curry. He's bloody got a good physique, and it remains to be seen. That's the back double biceps. You can clearly see this the graininess of the hams and the calves and just the back development there. See, even that shot there alone is Mr Olympia to me anyway, but it's a bit different now. They sort of, they want you to be complete 100%, barring his midsection. He probably should have won 2018, but like I said, Roden was unbelievable. Yeah. So, all right, this is another shot that I got from. This is 2016 Mr Olympia. See, if he comes in like this at this year's Mr Olympia 2020, he'll win. You can clearly see how the midsection is very tight, and even his conditioning is even better. If he comes in like that, he'll win this year in 2020. But if he comes in the way I showed you before, it could be 50-50 that, but I still think he's got too much power on Brandon Curry. But because Roden, I don't know, that year it was unbelievable that year when he thrown him. But I'll predict Phil Heath will win this year anyway. But if he has to recapture that 2016 Mr Olympia in 2020, and then it remains to be seen. But I think he can do it definitely. So there you have it, guys. There's my top 6 Mr Olympia this year. Phil Heath will be number 1. Brandon Curry number 2, William Bonac 3, Flex Lewis will be 4. He can even be 3rd, depends. You can flip them around too. And Dexter Jackson and Hadi Chubon, you could flip them around too. All them there they could do a domino effect. You never know, but that's just my prediction anyway. And Phil Heath will win it again this year. So that's my prediction here for 2020 Mr Olympia. Comment below if you guys like the video. If you don't like it, let me know. Write down and comment what you think your top 6 Mr Olympia will be this year. Remember, I'm not including Big Ramy, Flextron Roden, there's Cedric McMillan, there's Nick Kuklos. It just goes on and on and on. Anyway, this is Mark Chris Fitness channel. I am out. Thanks everyone. Bye. Bang bang.